We totally blew out the side of the tire. We got another 3 miles to drive still.
Welcome to the Cook Man Food Show. This is episode 12. I'm Todd, and this is Dan.
And this weekend we're going to climb what's arguably the hardest standard route of any 14er in Colorado. We're going up the southwest face of Little Bear Peak.
We never go anywhere without great food, and this trip is no exception.
We've set up our base camp here at Lake Como, and we're going to be cooking some steak bundles, some pork chops, and some cowboy coffee done the right way.
Looking forward to summiting this 14,000 foot peak and sharing some great food with some good buddies that came along with us.
So let's get started.
Let's get started.
So we had the flat tire last night, which we didn't anticipate added another 3 miles to our hike up here. So we didn't get up here until the dark, and it was raining on us. It rained all night long, and it's still, as you can see, the weather's just not cooperating with us. This is the first break we've had to even break out the camera. We really hope to be on the top of Little Bear Peak right now. We talked to some other climbers in the area who had tried to get up there earlier this morning, and the snow line is down to around 13,000 feet. It's time to start making the steak bundles. The weather is still not cooperating. We got a thunderstorm moving in, so we're going to try and get these things on the fire, and hopefully we're not eating on the rain.
It's been a cold and rainy day out here, getting ready to start dinner. Before we get started with the steak bundles, we're going to get some wind and willow soup going here. The soup we're eating tonight is the roasted red pepper and asparagus soup. There's nothing like eating a gourmet natural soup at 11,000 feet. So you can see these nice big chunks of asparagus in here.
Yeah, so what we've done here is we've kind of broke the fire pit a little bit and rolled some coals in there, packed up a little grill, and we just got some Anaheim chilies here that we're just going to roast over these coals. And when they're done, we're going to chop them up and put them inside our steak bundles. Got some really nice skirt steak from Sunnyside Meats. What we're going to do is we're going to season this with some pork barrel all-American rub. Going to douse it on there, and then you're just going to start layering. We got these fire roasted green chilies. We got some applewood smoked provolone, and we got some shiitake mushrooms. And these things are just going to add a ton of flavor in here. And finally, we got bacon. Got some bacon, so we're just going to roll this up. Top it with some bacon. So you can see here we moved the main fire off, and we got a nice bed of coals here for our steak bundles. And we're just going to throw these things right in the coals here. We'll rotate them around with a stick. These coals are really hot, as they should be. And we should be eating 15-20 minutes.
Dan doesn't wake up so good in the morning, so we're going to help him out a little bit here.
Like this, obviously the first thing you got to do is attain some level of physical fitness. You know, if you don't have that, you're never going to make it to begin with. Second thing is you got to keep your energy levels up the entire time you're climbing. You got all this debris around everywhere you climb, some difficult gullies to traverse, and you want to be alert. You don't want to bonk right in the middle of one of the difficult traverses or the climbs up the gullies. So real happy to have some Ricky's Lucky Nuts in my bag today. They're a great source of protein. They got a great flavor to them. They're a good source of carbs. And you're drinking a lot of water all day long to keep yourself hydrated, but you're also sweating out a lot of salts. So obviously these got some salts on them, help put them back in your body and keep you going up those long climbs. summiting the first valley of the ridge. It really sucked. Almost killed him twice. So much loose rock and slag. Oh jeez, we better get out. Just like that. Clouds come in. We need to get the heck out of here. It's not a big thunderhead yet, but that only took about 20 minutes to form all those clouds.
Alright, so back in the day, cowboy coffee was created by cowboys out on the range. They didn't really have coffee filters back then. They didn't even have coffee pots. They'd just take the old tin pot that they had, or just even a tin bucket. They just boil up a couple cups of water, and they would add coffee grounds straight to it. And they were a little rougher and tougher than we are today. They'd have to wait for the fire to get going. They wouldn't even filter the coffee grounds out. They'd just drink the coffee with the grinds in it and chew up the coffee grinds and enjoy the entire thing. We're going to do something a little different though. It's the same premise. We don't have a coffee pot. We can't let it percolate. We're going to use our jet boil stove here. We're going to add just a couple cups of water. And we're going to boil it up. And as soon as it gets boiling, we're going to go ahead and add our coffee and let it percolate for about 4 or 5 minutes. So the coffee we're using is the Durango Joe's Espresso. It's actually really nice to have an organic, fresh roasted coffee just right in Durango, Colorado. Joe's doing a great job. He's very conscious about his coffee, where it comes from. He is very proud that it is a fairly traded coffee, and when you sit down and you look at things, he's just doing things the right way. For regular coffee, you want to do about a tablespoon per cup. For this coffee, we're going to do big heaping tablespoons, and we're going to do about 3. Because it takes a lot to get Dan energized in the morning, and he needs a lot of caffeine this morning. He just got done climbing that 14er, and he's a little sleepy. We're also going to add a nice little touch to things this morning. This is a new coffee liqueur from the Mancos Valley Distillery over in Mancos, Colorado. They're doing a rum-based coffee liqueur with coffee that is freshly roasted right in Mancos, Colorado. It's got a great coffee liqueur flavor, and it's going to add a little nice sweetness and a little bit of zing to our coffee this morning. Take the coffee and just slowly pour it in there. Let it drip through like it would normally. And filter down into the cup. And the grinds are just going to stay on top in the filter. Right now we're just going to take a little bit of coffee liqueur. Add in a nice healthy dose of coffee liqueur. And voila, we got a great cup of cowboy coffee. Done the right way.
Well, another great show in the books. We got to climb one of the hardest 14ers in the state, hang out with some friends, meet some new friends, and eat some amazing food.
All right, now we'd like to take time to thank our sponsors for this trip. We got Wind and Willow Soup Mix. We got Durango Joe's Coffee. We got Ricky's Lucky Nuts.
Got Mancos Distillery. We got Pork Barrel Barbecue, Tilly Hats, GoPro cameras.
We got Jublo Sunglasses. We got Osprey Packs. We got Terrasol Shoes. All very nice to have on this trip.
Well, I think it's about time we change this flat.
We better get started.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Some smoke and shed truth.